Today's video is brought to you by Grey Viking Games. Click the link in the description below to buy MTG Arena codes for cosmetics, packs, and more. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're gonna have some fun playing the most busted deck in Standard. And of course, to play the most busted deck in Standard, you have to have the most busted card in Standard, which is Winota Join Our Forces, which somehow is still not banned. And so we're gonna abuse that right now. To add a little bit of flavor of Strixhaven into this as well, we're gonna be playing with a couple of the Deans. Shale, Dean of Radiance, is fantastic. We do also play the Embrose Dean to Shadow side of it, but for the most part, we're not caring about that. Because it's a new card, let's go ahead and dive into it. 2 mana, 1/1 Flying Vigilance. Tap it to put a +1/++ counter on each creature that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. We can have a lot of creatures enter the battlefield on our turn all at once because of Winota, which is busted. Did I mention how busted it is? We also have a couple of just lots of 1-drops with All-Seed Life's Bounty, Selfless Savior, and our other Dean, which we'll dive into in a little bit. But we can also put 2 bodies on the battlefield with Callous Bloodmage, putting out the Pest token on turn 3, which is one of the best things we can do before going with Winota. So our best line for this deck is Valentine or one of our other 1-drops on turn 1, Shale on turn 2 for Dean of Radiance, Callous Bloodmage on turn 3, swing in, and then put counters onto everything to put 5 more power on the battlefield, which is great. And because we have all of our snarls and stuff, we could just play Blade Historian, hit in with everything with Double Strike, and basically win the game right there. Or we can be even more busted stuff and play Winota on turn 4. So if you've been living on the rock, let me actually read out what Winota does. So whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library, and you can put a human creature from among those 6 cards onto the battlefield tapped and attacking, and it gains indestructible until turn, so it can't be killed. So we have a bunch of really good humans in the deck too. First off, the new one, Blade Historian, 2/3 human cleric. Attacking creatures you control have double strike, and so all the creatures that we have enter the battlefield that are tapped and attacking with Winota have double strike and are indestructible. So you know, like, they're not things you typically want to be blocking. If we also have a Kenrith and 1 more red mana available, we can also give them all trample, which means everything has an Embercleave on it. That's good. In case you didn't know, that's a really good thing to do. Bazu's Attendant is also super fantastic. It puts counters onto things. Protection from multicolored means it can't be blocked all that often, especially not by pests, which is actually a really big deal in this format. And if things with +1/+1 counters die, like all the things that we put counters on with Shaylee, then we also can get some 2/2 white knight creature tokens, which are also not human, which can attack him and trigger with Winota. Last human in the deck is Elite Spellbinder, which is just super good stuff to be able to slow down their board wipe on turn 4, make sure that Winota can actually get in for a hit before they wipe the board, and hopefully we kill them at that time. We need a little bit of removal in the deck, so we have Bone Crusher Giant and Rip Apart. Rip Apart is fantastic. Having it be sorcery speed can hurt us a couple times. I also had Heartless Act in the deck initially, and trimmed down for a little bit more fun. I think you probably ought to throw it back in there. We'll talk about that in the breakdown analysis of the deck after the gameplay. So that's a deck for you, but before we dive into the gameplay, I had 127,000 unique viewers in the last month. And with 71,000 returning viewers, that means people that watched multiple videos of mine. I really need some of you guys to be hitting the subscribe button. So if you would do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button, and my family would thank you. All right, let's dive into the gameplay. All right, up against a Lurrus deck, and yeah, not the hand we want to keep. Rip Apart's the only good thing here. Mulligan, we want to go for the Winota play if we can. So here's 1-drops and 2-drops, and we can kind of play a couple of them. Sure, we'll drop the Valentine. I didn't want to mulligan down to 5 there. I think that was just going a little bit too far. We still have Shaylee into All-Seed Life's Bounty, put a counter onto it after the swing, which isn't the worst. There's some black mana. We already showed this off, so might as well throw it out there. Well, we're getting up to 4 lands. Singing with the Shaylee. Let's see if they'll trade off. If they are getting up to the Lurrus, they can get in with this. In general, though, getting in with an all-seed is a 2-life swing, which is really, really nice to go for. Lumimancer, that's terrifying. Double. Holy crap, I'm freaking out now. That's bad. All right, well, let's draw a card. I think we need to do that. We get to choose 1. Yeah, just draw a card here. I could make 2 bodies, but yeah, we got to go for some card draw. Grab the Winota. Grab a land is nice still. Swing in. I'm really impressed with this card. The Embro side of it, we probably won't play very much at all. But Shaley is good stuff. Okay, down to 18. Activate the ability. Put the counter onto the Blood Mage. I'm definitely not blocking with the Shaley here. I may end up blocking with a Blood Mage, though. With 3 mana, they can probably get these guys pretty big. We need to block with something. Yeah. Yeah, that's bad. Oh, boy. We know we don't have Winota for the next turn because we have a tap land. So even if we top deck it, we're not doing that. So, yikes. Okay, expanded anatomy. Didn't go for the thing to gain more stuff. We'll go ahead and let them play something else here. Okay, fight is 1. Okay, down to 12. Dude, this deck is so fast. You know, I get to cycle the Triome here, which is better. All right, so also Lice Bounty. It means I don't get up to Kenrith, which could gain us enough life every turn. Actually, do I still play that out? Kenrith on the next turn. We can block and survive maybe 1 more turn, especially with the life gain, and then start bringing back a chump blocker every turn. But they have 2 attackers. They'll start running out of spells at some point. Getting a Winota is the fastest way, but this doesn't guarantee that we get a Winota. There's also a lot of blowout potential with that too. So let's try for this. Swing in. Yeah. Down to 17. Activate the ability. Put a counter onto this one. This way we can double block and then protect this one from white. Gain 2 points of life from it. Block however much they're going to go for. What does this say? Steady break. Tap 2 targets. Oh, I forgot about that card. All right, well, let's do it now. Protection from white. Could have had it for the next turn. They didn't even show the 3rd land last time, so I could have taken some damage here and it probably would have been better. But if they're going to attack in, I get to gain some life still. If they offered the Selfless Savior, we definitely block it. I'm willing to take 3 to kill a Selfless Savior all day long. It really didn't get in for... That would have got it in for... I guess no, it would have just equaled out. All right, pass to my turn. Blood Mage. More card draw. King is pretty good here, though. And a 6/6 still beats them out a lot of times. Cancel. Attack in. If they tap 2 permanents again and they have another spell afterwards, we could be dead. I think I still put the counter onto it this turn. I also know that if they're not hitting land drops, that's probably because they have a bunch of really good spells in hand, which is terrifying. But if we hit 1 more land off the top, we're getting 10 life a turn. And I don't think they're going to have enough spells off the top to keep doing that kind of damage every turn. I don't know. This deck can do busted amount of damage. Let's see what you got. Clarion Spirit and not a land into something else. Ooh, that's good stuff. So if I Triome, I definitely still just want to draw a card here, right? I could bring back the other Callous Blood Mage from the graveyard at instant speed. I could potentially go a little bit more aggressive here as well if I wanted to. Not yet, but close. I think I do want more mana available. I just want to draw a card here. All right, pass turn. This one's intense. Expand Anatomy, resolve all. Cool, 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 cool. I could also just get the pest token to be able to block pretty aggressively here. They don't have a land. We have a 6/6. Like I was saying, this does actually help out quite a bit. All right, get the Blood Mage. Let's draw a card. Making the pest token would be nice. There's the Winota, though. That's what I was looking for. Okay, activate the ability. Let's go Winota. Trample and haste. That means I can swing in with this Winota. Is that good enough? Am I dead if I don't kill them here is the question. I think that we got to go for it. Should I swing with Kenrith as well then? We're going all in. That's 3 triggers. Okay, Bajri's Lieutenant. Counter onto... everything has Trample. We still don't have the guy that gives Double Strike, but Trample's nice. Let's put onto the All-Seed. Both of them enter the battlefield the same turn, so it doesn't actually matter with the Shaylee. Elite Spellbinder. All right, we didn't find the guy for Double Strike. That is actually bad. Gains protection from the color of your choice. We get rid of the Show of Confidence. It's the most combo-esque of the ones that they've got. Okay, counters on all the things that we got. I think that they have to block really aggressively here. Because everything does have Trample. Actually, wait, I activated his ability before, so I have to do it again for all the new guys. All right. I really thought they would block here onto this guy. All right, give the rest of these guys Trample. Okay, protects the Lumimancer. And yeah, definitely lethal. Sweet stuff. Dude, this deck's fun. This deck is really fun. Up against Dix, we're on the draw, which means we can hopefully find some more lands. We have a bunch of early game plays into Winota. If we hit land, I'm going to keep it. We have Winota in hand. We have half of the combo. The rest of the combo is get to 4 lands, which we have more of those than we have combo pieces. And so I think that you do go for it when you have it. This is where I like Snarls. Snarls give us lots of colors in the early game, which is actually pretty awesome stuff. Speaker of the Heavens. Do we trade? We want to get out guys for the Winota. We don't have a guarantee on that. I want to trade off the first one and not the second one. We didn't hit a land yet, so this is just showing that we were totally willing to trade off with the Speaker of Heavens. If they have a Luminarch Aspirant or some removal for this, then it's annoying. Spellbinder. Luckily, we have 2 Winotas here, so that's good. So now they're probably going to hit the Blood Mage or the Blade Historian. We have two of those too. This is a pretty elite Spellbinder proof hand, which I like. Yeah, Blade Historian, I'm excited about. This can honestly be played really easily just as a 4-drop in a mono red deck, in a mono white deck. Like, it's such a versatile card. It's fantastic. I think the right play is probably Callous Blood Mage. Okay, pass to my turn. 3 draws to try to find the next land. We cannot do it. That's just... oh boy. Gotta love it. And before anyone says that's the shuffler's fault or anything like that, that happened to me in real Magic all the time too. Yeah, we just... I think this was a 2-land keep. I don't feel bad about that. Having 3 more lands or non-lands off the top has been not fun. Yeah, we take 6. Attacking creatures have double strike. We take a lot more than 6. Yeah, I think we're dead here. Like I said, really good in just a mono white deck. Down to 4. And they can make an angel. Right, because he just gained a bunch of life and the dude is so good. Hey, I can rip apart finally. Alright, there we go. Yeah, okay, we're out of here. We're out of there. All right, up against Ghostfire, and this is actually a pretty phenomenal hand. So we're going to keep this. Definitely want to find a Winota naturally. Don't have to draw with the Callous Blood Mage, but it's good stuff. All right, so we go Snarling. We play Valentin. This can also just make a lot of pests for us. I really like this card. The Lizette side would be sweet to be able to have in this deck too. Definitely don't have any green mana, but... it's fun stuff. Okay, attack in. They definitely have a Frostbite here, is what it seems. Should I be holding up a Bone Crusher Giant? Maybe. Dean Tribal. Come on, Deans. Let's do it. Now I just need to find Professor Winota. Alright, Frostbite's the Shaley. So this is only whenever opponent's creatures die. Robber. Okay. I think that makes it a little bit easier for us. Oh, this is red mana. Oh no. I was thinking I already had red mana out. It would be easier for us if Jeff wasn't a doofus. Rip apart. Well, now it's easy again, I do believe. Pay 2 here to exile it so that it doesn't actually happen. So it's already exiling. I don't have to worry about that. I think we decline and I just Stompy Boy here. Yeah, Valentin stops the ability, which is pretty sweet stuff. And we get the lifelink swing. Dude, Valentin is awesome. I think that there really is like a Jund Pest deck that's really good. I think that's what I'm going to be building next. Because I think it's got to be phenomenal. Down to 17. Elite Spellbinder, not the worst. I think getting this counters is better. Gaining more life. Having another threat they still have to deal with. And I'm fine with them attacking in here. Yeah, no blocks. We'll take it down to 15. That's a little annoying. Spellbinder, they're at 4 mana. It might not actually stop that much stuff. Callous Blood Mage drawing a card here is pretty big. Creating a blocker would also be really big. I think I'm fine blocking with the Blood Mage too, though. Drawing removal would be pretty sweet stuff. Another Valentine. Pass the turn. We do have a few legendaries, and that does come up as an issue. It'd be nice to be able to play the other side, which with the Dean, I think we can do that with. But not the Valentine. Stomps, kills with the Torbrand, which means Valentine won't protect itself. If they swing it with both, we definitely kill the Robber. I think that we take the 4 here, though, and keep a body on board. If we do find Winota, we have a chance to win. Land gives us Bone Crusher into Elite, so yeah, not amazing, but it's not the worst. First things first, attack in here. I think black mana. Sure. Okay, Spellbinder. Make Embercleave a little bit harder to cast. If they hit land, they can still cast it, though. Come on, Winota. Let's do it. So yeah, if they have land, they have it's -3. They have 5. Yeah, so they can still go for it. You went straight to combat, which means they don't have it here. Yeah, they don't have it here, so it's 5. Unless they drew another one. That would be ridiculous. Do I care about the Rimnock Knight? Could just kill all their stuff. They have another Torbrand later, so they're kind of okay with that. I think killing all the bodies is worthwhile. They had another one. They drew one. They top decked it. Nice. Wow. Well, at least we killed the dudes. So now they only have the Torbrand. I wish I had mana up for that. That would have been nice. All right, so they're doing 3 + 2, 10 damage to us here. So swinging Valentine keeps us alive, but then we need to play the other one to block the Faceless Haven. All right, so okay. And then we're dead. I mean, yeah, this is over. Oh man, we just never found relevant cards. We had a lot of good cards there. I do think that we maybe need to be splashing some green. Maybe not. All right, this is our 5th 2-lane hand in a row. And every time I've mulliganed, I've also gotten 2-lane hands or had a terrible hand in general. So I'm just going to keep this and try to shoot for it. I mean, we have Bone Crusher Giants turn 3, turn 4, which might be good enough. We can also potentially draw into better stuff. We're on the draw, so we should also have a higher chance of hitting lands. I mean, it didn't happen yet, but it's gonna happen, guys. One of these times, things will work. Hunt for specimens. All right, terrifying deck. Yep. Well, we can at least start stomping. Is that better than going for the Spellbinder? I think so. I think in general, we actually do want to get bodies off of the board. Especially because that lets us swing in with Winota a lot better. Yeah, I think that we'll probably just go really aggressive with killing the stuffs. All right, Rip Apart would be really nice. Let's see here. Do I want to go for Valentine instead? If we hit a land, we have Winota. Yeah, let's go for it. So non-token creatures opponents control, if they die, they exile instead. That means all the tokens still die and count for Bastion. Otherwise, they would stop the dice triggers. And so Valentine would actually stop everything from happening, except for all the tokens, which is sad. Heartless Act. Which one do I want to keep on the board? Probably the Valentine. They have another one. This is really bad, but we would have done it anyway, right? So maybe not. I twitch. Oh boy. Oh boy. If we hit land, I want more bodies out on the board. So we have Bone Crusher Giant. I can kill something hitting for one. That doesn't actually matter at all here. So let's go for Bone Crusher Giant. Hope for an untapped land. Now that we have the Snarls and no land in hand, of course, we're having some struggles here. I don't know what's wrong with me not being able to hit any lands. Just kidding. I should stop complaining. I got it. What colors do I need? I don't think it matters here. Okay, Winota. All right, come on. Be amazing, deck. I believe in you. Give me the goods. That's decent. I think we put that onto the Valentine. And we got the Blade Historian. Ooh, Kenrith is good too. But yeah, we go for the double strike. It's so good. And Photo scoops it up. Sweet. Oh man, we finally hit lands and we win a game. How about that? It's like you need those or something. All right, lots of tap lands. This is a 2-land hand that we don't keep. Again, though, 6 games in a row, we have 2-land hand. Mulligan. I can't get away from it. I don't know how to draw more lands. I have 24 lands in the deck, which I mean isn't a huge amount, but it's enough to not draw 2 lands every single time. I think I keep this. It's still not a bad hand. Drop the Blade Historian. A lot harder to cast here. Guys, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I can't do stuff. All right. I mean, if we just draw amazingly, then we have a shot here. Rimrock Knight. Yeah, going super aggro. Like one does. Pass the turn. Playing the All-Seed here. I'm not sure which one's better. The Selfless Savior or that one. Can kill the Rimrock Knight if I want to here. Is that... They don't attack. That's at least something. And watch them have the Embercleave as well. Pass them my turn. Ah, deck. Deck. What is going on? This is... I don't know what to do about this. Pass the turn. This has happened how many times? Okay, what are my chances? Let's check out our trusty dusty MTG assistant. 43% chance to hit land every draw. That's still a decent amount of chances. All right, so we block and block. They have the Embercleave for sure. Let's see which one they put it on. We can protect whatever one doesn't have it. All right, well, make this indestructible. We at least get to gain some life. And kill for this guy. So they can make more tokens. I just want to see if I draw the card off the top here, because this is ridiculous. Yeah, good game. Alrighty then. So dumb. Alright, against Drakus. Have we played against this guy before? It's possible. This has 4 lands in the opening hand. We have 0/1 drops and 2 drops, which is, the thing that we really need. But you know what? I'm gonna keep it because we can make 2 bodies and then Winota. Oh, this is Karuga. This is not the deck I was playing up against before. I was thinking this is Jengatha. Karuga is way different. All right, well, we make a pest, pass the turn. That basically announces Winota. Let's see how much they know about it. Oh, good. That's fantastic. Okay, sweet. Winota. Attack in. Get a free dude. Blade Historian. Hit for 5. Sorry, 6. Swing with the 1/1. Hit for 6. I like that plan. That's a good plan. Okay, we definitely got to get Selfless Savior out next turn and hope that it resolves. Because we didn't get them low enough here that it really will affect the game if they do have board wipe now or something. If this is a Doomscar and they don't have the white mana here. Oh, wait, they have the treasure. Goldspan Dragon. All right. All right, Selfless Savior. Yeah, opponent scoops it up. Sweet. We got to untap with Winota twice. Or swing in, yeah. Good stuff indeed. Up against Nalgus. And keep this. I like this hand a lot, actually. So I can actually... Ooh. Do I want to hold on the all-seed here? We don't have a Winota yet. And so putting a bunch of counters onto things with Shaylee is actually one of our best plays. So I'm debating if I want to throw out the Triumph here first. Excuse you. I think we do. I'd rather get the counter onto an All-Seed Life's Bounty. It does help us out quite a bit in a lot of matchups. We can still get out the Snarl. That is a Winota. Blood Mage into Winota seems pretty legit, especially if we can put 2 counters onto it. Good stuff. Probably get stomped here. That's fine. It's in for 3. Callous Blood Mage. They have to have 2 removal spells to stop the Winota. I swear, every time that we actually have lands, this deck just feels like on fire. It's just like it's unstoppable. It might get stopped, but it would be very difficult for them to. Like, if we just curve out, that's all we have to do is just curve out. And even tap lands aren't that bad. It's not like it's great for us, but it's not that bad. All right, swing in. I guess we don't take the Winota here. Embercleave gets cheaper, but they also won't have it for a turn or 2. Which I almost am okay with them playing the Embercleave. They hit for a bunch with Annex. What am I more scared of, though? Bone Crusher Giant hitting one of our things, maybe. Goldspan Dragon, they don't have the land, so it's not guaranteed. So their best plays are Bone Crusher Giant or Embercleave. Embercleave, we can make sure they don't play it on the next turn, which gives us probably another turn. Bone Crusher Giant lets us get more hits with Winota. I think I actually get rid of the Bone Crusher Giant. And Basri's Lieutenant. Sweet. Counter onto this one. Or onto itself, maybe. Has Vigilance, can attack in pretty aggressively on the later turns. They block and kill both of these guys. Let everything else through. And we can't really stop that from happening. Yeah, so... Don't put, oh, that's right. Rimlock Knight can't block. I forgot about that. So I could have put the counter onto that and it would have at least killed the Annex. Okay, that was a misplay. So Embercleave does a lot of damage here, but it's not quite lethal. I actually should probably do the math here real quick. So it goes up to 5, 6. So 12 plus 3 is 15. We're at 17. Not dead. Stompy Boy can't use his ability. They have to have a land. Yeah, so we're good. We're good. All right, Triome tap. So do I play out the All-Seed Delight's Bounty to give something protection from red and hit for lots of damage? Or I can play Lieutenant, get a counter onto something else. I want the ability to swing in with this potentially too. So we'll see what we hit and hold on to control. Okay, Blade Historian is awesome. Okay, now we have lethal by giving Winota protection, right? Okay, game. And the double strike damage. Sweet stuff. Oh, I forgot Rimrock Knight still. Yeah, it's okay. I keep thinking Rimrock Knight can block. It can't. This is a pretty sweet hand, actually. It's not the Winota hand, but Bone Crusher Giant lets you play a lot of things. Man, all the 4-drops. Okay, then. Come on, deck. Give me a land, a Winota, or a 1 or 2 drop. Well, can't actually use that. Pass the turn. They have a Bastion of Remembrance. I think I kill something before it comes down. We definitely want to play out the Bunkers Giant next turn, because that means that if we do hit land and then Winota, we can still do our thing. I'll let this hit before I... They could also have Plumb the Forbidden. Okay, there's Village Rites. Yeah, I didn't want to Bone Crusher Giant into that. Okay, they do find a 3rd land. Playing Temples and the Snarls? It's a little bit risky. So they get to learn, is that worth not throwing damage at face? I think it's still better. I think that even letting them learn there, I'd rather make sure that they have less bodies on board, because then they can sacrifice those bodies. They can do a bunch of other things with those bodies. We have Blade Historian on the next turn. I think I actually go Bozier's Lieutenant first. And then Blade Historian. Kind of like set up for it so I can hit for lots all in one turn. Callus. Well, we can't actually play that. This has protection from pests, basically. Down to 17. If I hit land, do I go for Kenrith? Black Source would be nice. Shaylee can help out with Bozri having more stuff to play and do. I think let's go for the double strike stuff now. They might be holding on to a Heartless Act. They have they didn't learn and grab any removal. We know that Sedgemoor Witch can't block and kill this, though. Bastion of Remembrance is annoying. But if they don't block here, they're taking 16. That's almost their life. Heartless Act's there. Rude. So they did have a Heartless Act. Cannot block with a Pest. Down to 9. I mean, even just that line was still really aggressive. Okay, yeah, they found 2 Bastion of Remembrances. Most likely we don't win this game. Getting the trample from Kenrith is actually one of our best ways to make that happen. And so we will go with Kenny Boy. If I attack in here, they block with these 3 to kill Lieutenant. Down to 5, which is good. So our damage goes through before any of the death triggers finish. And so if we can get them down to 0 before Dice triggers happens, we win. If they have a Plumb the Forbidden here, though, we're screwed. Like big time. We're dead probably if they have a Plumb the Forbidden. Last card in hand, though, not very likely. Not unlikely at the same time. So we can Bazu's Lieutenant and Kenrith. We're going to have to make sure we tap ourselves so that we don't leave out the black mana for Valentine. Actually, I might go for this Shaylee instead. They slow rolled it, really? Oh, man. Oh, gosh. Yep. So good. So much damage. And then the Witherbloom Apprentice. Yeah, good game. Oh, dude, what a hand. All right, so this hand is keepable for sure. So keep it. Dude, I don't know the last time I've been on the play. It's been a little bit. This happens to me all the time, and it really annoys me sometimes. All right, get out the Shaylee. I think that's how you pronounce that. I've known some Shayleys in my time, and they look similar to that. So, you know, we're gonna go with that. It might just be Shale. I'm feeling a Shaylee. This is college we're talking about, remember? People have weird names. Timurate calls the dead. Cool. Mogus's favor. I think I'm going for card draw here. Elite Spellbinder could also be really nice. But a Winota. Oh boy, a Winota would be fantastic. But just going with flying here over the top, have 5 power of flying in the air, might just kill it before. If we ever do find another couple lands, we can Blade Historian as well. If we go for this, we're still 2 draws away from Winota anyway, because we have to land and it. That's annoying. Let's make Mire's Grasp 4 mana. It still is a good draw, but whatever. Down to 19, activate the ability, Spellbinder goes up. This means they can't kill both creatures on this turn. This is definitely feeling like an Ephemia deck as well. So they could also go for Deadweight in Hold Up Murder Strider. Maybe actually would have gotten rid of the instant speed removal, because them being able to kill... And then they still have the Deadweight. Yep. Cool, cool, cool. Tap land. All right, we still definitely draw. Pass the turn. All right, we're at 4 mana, and we have 3 Bazu's Lieutenants, which, by the way, what luck. Instead of drawing any things we wanted to, we found almost every one of these guys. All but one. Yes! Dude, I don't know how I keep drawing the weirdest hands in the world with this deck. But it happens. It's been happening this whole time. This is game number 10 for me, by the way. I don't think I'm showing all of the games. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Moga's favor again. That's pretty sweet. I mean, consistent removal there is pretty cool stuff. Well, okay then. At least if this dies, we get a token out of it. All right, so we get a token. We'll absolutely block and trade here. Unless they have more removal. All right, down to 11. I mean, like, honestly, a bunch of Bazoo's Attendants in a row is pretty difficult to deal with. Rip Apart can kill a Murder Strider. I don't think we need to worry about that just yet. If we find the land for the Blade Historian, giving this double strike when it attacks in too, pretty sweet stuff. They might go for Mire's Grasp just so that it forces us to not be able to block quite as aggressively. 2 more cards in hand. 6 mana, so they could have double Mire's Grasp. Or Mire's Grasp into Deadweight. Mire's Grasp still does kill the Bazoo's Lieutenant, doesn't it? See, I can go for a Rip Apart. You know what? Let's say no blocks. We're going to take 6. That's a lot. Down to 5. If they find a thing that makes them fly or whatever, then we're screwed. But maybe we can throw out a Selfless Savior and a Rip Apart. Okay, we definitely want to kill that. All right, Lurrus is gone. Pass the turn. They have a lot of damage they're threatening us with. So the Mogus's Favor, which can hit the Selfless Savior, but they can't play that and Mire's Grasp unless this is a land. And actually, they don't have enough stuff in the graveyard anyway. Okay. 1, 2. All right, so we block here, stop the lifelink damage. Doesn't swing with the Hateful Eidolon. Like, why? Why not? Do they have a Deadweight now? Like, why wouldn't you play the Deadweight before if you had it? It's not like my Indestructible guy could stop that. You could have drawn more cards to get more stuff. Yeah, I don't understand people. So everything is online. If I can keep a Kenrith alive for 1 turn, gaining the life might be more valuable. No attacks, pass the turn. Let's see. Why are you not swinging with the Hateful Eidolon? All right, we block here. They get to draw a card. If they find more removal, that's annoying. That's a lot of Mire's Grasp that they found so far, though. Draws now? Why would you draw now? You're about to draw a card. Before they hit the card and they lose more life. But, like, you don't care about that right now. You shouldn't. Winota something. Is that enough to keep us alive? It's not bad. We get attack in here with this guy. So I need the Winota as a blocker here, so we don't grab that Winota. Dang it. They double block with the Hateful Eidolon. Yeah. They don't, actually. Okay. That gives us another shot. I don't know what this guy's doing. It's been helping us out, though. I mean, they've been playing really well. They have a lot of stuff. But I think he's missed lethal a couple times, or missed the lines to get to it. Like, if he had swung in with the Hateful Eidolon the last 3 times, I think we'd be dead, right? Yeah, it might have died. He might not have as much card drop, but we're dead. That's better. Some people would argue against that, though, too. With the Winota out, too, we do have a chance to kind of turn this around. I think we're going to have to focus on gaining life. So if we hit a land, I think we just immediately gain 10 life. Swinging with this guy again. A 1-drop or 2-drop and gain life would be pretty great, too. Dude, how did this take you so long to figure out? That's a good play. Like, there's nothing wrong with that at all. So confused by this guy. Oh my goodness. It's gonna go for the Mogus's favor onto this. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Yeah, that creates lethal. All right, good. You figured it out, my friend. You did it. He's not gonna attack with everything? What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Okay. That's still like, you have lethal on board. Thank you. Okay. Good game. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure if he was like slow rolling me or if he was actually thinking that through, but all right. I've missed lethal many a time too. I'm not trying to be mean with that one. It's just when I'm facing it down, it's like, come on, do it. And he wasn't doing it. All right. So, I played some games off of this as well, like testing it out. And so I'm still actually 50% win rate with Winota deck. And so the games I think I'm showing here, I'm probably going to show 4 wins and 5 losses. And so even then it's still close to the 50% win rate. I mean, we're dominating on the play. And then even with this on the draw side of things, like, yeah, we had bad win rate on the draw. 40% win rate's not terrible on the draw. You want to be around 45, 50 if you can, with like the most busted of decks and stuff like that. This deck, the games that I lost, I could not draw lands. Like, just consistently, like out of these 12 games that I've played, 5 of them I just never drew a land, like, ever. 5 or 6 of them, and like, and there was one that I think I ended up winning. Anyway, that's just, and so I think most of my losses were just because I had the worst draws ever, like, just awful. And the wins were because I drew well, just like not even that well, but just like we drew into our stuff, and didn't even need Winota to necessarily win with this deck either. Just because Blade Historian is still busted with the Bone Crusher Giant, all that kind of stuff. There's still lots of really fun stuff. I do think that more removal would be nice in this. I think Rip Apart actually does hit a lot of things. Having a bit more instant speed removal, like more Bone Crushers or something. I was trying to give way for a little bit more of the new stuff. Shaylee and Valentine. I think Shaylee is more of a 3 of than a 4 of, because drawing multiples is not fun. Which surprisingly, the 2 of I drew multiples like multiple times, but not ever did I find that multiples of Shaylee in this. So that's just how it works for me, guys. I don't know how it works for you, but whenever I have 4 of something, I don't see lots of them. But when I have 1 or 2 of, oh boy, you better see that every single time. I just spat so much. That was disgusting. So yeah, the deck here, I'm going to give the breakdown because I am doing more of the breakdown analysis for this deck. So the reason I put stuff in here, we needed 1-drops. So we have 8 1-drops, which means we should be hitting 1-drops in almost every opening hand. How many times did that happen for us? Like half the time, which is so sad. And then you try to fill it up with a couple more 2-drops as well. So between these cards, these 12 cards, it's very likely that we have at least one of them in the opening hand, which, I mean, I feel like we did have that fairly often. But there was also lots of times we didn't. So Alice Life's Bounty, Selfless Savior, I think those are self-explainable. Valentine, it can help make tokens for us, go a little bit wide with it if we do end up, stomping, paying 2 to get another token. Valentine also does shut down quite a few decks. There's a lot of dice triggers of effects out there. This does shut those down pretty well. And then we have a few other things. Callous Blood Mage is really good here. I really liked how that played out. I've seen when I played against this deck, and that's the reason why I liked this one so much, was because someone just trounced me with it. And what they did is they went Shaylee on turn 2, Callous Blood Mage on turn 3, and put counters onto it and the Pest, which was like, it's a lot of power in general. That's 5 power on the board extra, you know, out of Callous Blood Mage. And with this, it's like, oh, that's a pretty good turn 5 play. And then they went with Winota afterwards, and it's like, oh, what do I do? They had Blade Historians and like 2 Bazu's Lieutenants and everything. And I was just like, okay, that's the most busted thing you can hit. That never quite happened for me. I did hit some good stuff with Winota and did some good things. I think Winota in general is a really powerful deck. I'm not sure that you should be going into black with this. I think it makes it less consistent. You probably should be playing just Boros version or something else. There's plenty of 1-drops. Like, you just play these guys, you play Bone Crusher Giants, but a full play set. I do think Shaylee probably deserves a slot in this, just because it's a vigilance. It puts counters onto the things that are hitting in with, you know, giving everything a +1 counter while you're hitting in with double strike with Blade Historian. Actually is really good. Bazu's Lieutenant still definitely fits because the tokens it makes are not humans. Yeah, so I think that you probably just cut the black out of this and you play Boros, and it's way better. At the same time, though, having the black colors for Kenrith did create some pretty sweet plays that we could go for that was a ton of value, just really good stuff. So I think that you probably still play some like the Savai Triomes for that, and you don't have to play the full on Boros, you know, whatever. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This deck is still super fun. Winota is a really powerful deck. It's good stuff to be playing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.